Language is my playground, and neurodivergence is my lens. I am Hiba Bayat, the neurodivergent linguist, coach, and supervisor. Around here, we explore words, worlds, and wiring with curiosity, compassion, and the occasional tangent. Because growth is messy, meaning is layered, and shift really does happen. Hello and welcome to today's episode, The Sound of Silence, Pause, Processing, and the ADHD Mind. Silence can make many people uncomfortable. We often feel the urge to fill it, to explain it, to apologize for it. But silence is not always a problem. Sometimes it is simply information. As a linguist, I have long been aware that silence carries meaning. In interpreting, a pause is not a mistake. It is processing time. It allows the brain to listen more carefully, to organize thoughts, and to choose words with precision. In translation, white space on a page is not empty. It allows the text to breathe. It gives structure to meaning. Silence, in many ways, is part of communication. For many people with ADHD, however, silence can feel particularly intense. This is not necessarily because quiet is disliked, but because fast processing minds are often used to movement, stimulation, and internal activity. When external sound decreases, internal noise may increase. Thoughts can arrive quickly. Questions may surface. Did I say something wrong? Are they upset? Should I explain myself? This internal response can make silence feel emotionally loaded, even when nothing negative is happening. In ADHD, differences in emotional regulation and executive functioning can make the pause between feeling and reacting feel very small. The nervous system may move quickly toward interpretation before context has had time to settle. This doesn't mean that response is irrational. It reflects how threat detection and reflection systems operate at different speeds. Silence sits in that delicate space between hearing and responding, between sensing and understanding. Because that space can feel unfamiliar, it may also feel uncomfortable. Yet, there is an irony here. The silence we sometimes try to avoid is often the very space that allows clarity to emerge. In interpreting practice, we trust the pause. We know that a brief moment of quiet can improve accuracy and emotional steadiness. Outside professional settings, silence can offer similar benefits. It can create time to notice what we are feeling, time for the nervous system to settle, time to respond rather than react. Silence is not inactivity, it is integration. Cultural context also shapes how silence is understood. In some English-speaking environments, silence may be interpreted as awkwardness or distance. In Arabic-speaking contexts, silence can signal patience, attentiveness, or respect. Neither interpretation is inherently correct. Meaning is shaped by social norms, relationships, and shared expectations. For multilingual and multicultural individuals, these differences can add another layer of uncertainty. Interpreting emotional signals across cultures requires ongoing adjustment. For many neurodivergent people, including those with ADHD, silence is rarely experienced as completely quiet. Even when the environment is still, internal sensory and cognitive activity may continue. Memories, emotions, ideas, and sensory impressions can move through awareness simultaneously. This is why silence can initially feel loud. Over time, however, Some people discover that silence becomes grounding, not empty, simply less demanding. Silence can help reduce sensory overload. It can soften emotional intensity. It can support focus and cognitive organization. It does not need to last long. Even a few seconds of intentional pause can create meaningful change. You don't have to enjoy silence for it to be useful. A simple way to explore this is to notice the next pause in conversation. Instead of filling it immediately, take one slow breath. Observe what happens in your body. That is enough. You are not doing silence incorrectly. You are learning a different rhythm of communication. Communication is not only made of words. It's also shaped by timing, space, and listening. For many people with ADHD, learning to tolerate silence can become a form of emotional regulation and self-compassion. Not because silence is superior to speech, but because sometimes it allows understanding to emerge in ways that language alone cannot. Thank you for listening. You have been listening to the Neurodivergent Linguist, where words, worlds, and wiring meet. I am Hiba Bayat, the Neurodivergent Linguist, Coach, and Supervisor. I hope this episode left you a little more curious, a little more kind to your brain, and a lot more you. Until next time, keep noticing, keep learning, and remember, shift really does happen.